Alright guys, so Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. If you choose to, you may subscribe to this channel. If you do subscribe to this channel, you will be getting updates on new boxing content, new different types of sports content, as well as content on social issues, basically. Now, let's go over the fights. Let's go over the fights that occurred, basically. Now, it was some interesting fights. Some results were expected. Some results were unexpected tonight. Now let's start with the tank card, since that was the first card. Let's talk about that Corrales, Corrales, and he fought. I think he fought. I'm trying to think of his name. Let me just find his name. It was, he fought Ladarius Miller. Now, in that fight, I guess, you expect Sergio Corrales to make it a dirty fight. You just expect that from him. That's something he's known to do. He's just a brawler. He really can't box that well. Ladarius Miller, he's the better boxer. But if you had to ask me who won that fight, I would have to give it to Sergio Corrales, because he was more, I guess, even with his roughhousing, even with his rough and tumble style, I would say that he was the more effective puncher, landing more effective punches in the fight. So with that being said, they kind of, I guess you can say that I would have rather, if they had to give it to someone, I would have rather seen a draw, basically, because at no point in the fight did one of them have the upper edge. Nobody really had that upper edge, and it was mostly back and forth stuff, so with that being said, with that, he got the decision. Ladarius Miller got the decision. So at this point, he needs. This was a tough test. At this point, though, he needs to take another test. He's not ready for title contention. Ladarius Miller isn't. I think he will need to basically fine tune some things that he does. So with that being said, congratulations to him. Although the victory, you can say the victory was questionable, but congratulations to him, regardless. Now let's move on to Yuriorkis Gamboa, man. Shit. I don't know. Being that it's like Rocky Martinez, Rocky Martinez is not really a tough test, but Yuriorkis Gamboa, he still got some hand speed, bro. I turned my head for 1 minute, and then the moment I turned around, it's pop 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 pow. I'm like, damn, where did that come from? So with that being said, man, second round, Yuriorkis Gamboa, he got a knockout, a knockdown, And then after the knockdown, he followed it up with a combination and in another knockdown. And that's when the referee decided to stop the fight. You know. Hats off to my brother, Yuriorkis Gamboa, on a job well done. He said he wants Tank Davis next, I think honestly, even if Yuriorkis Gamboa is like up there in age, I think, after the display we seen here, this would be Tank Davis's toughest scrap if he were to fight him. Now, it's interesting because, Yuriorkis Gamboa handled his business in the second round. And I want to say that Gervonta Davis handled his business in the second round. I will say this. Ricardo Nunes, he was very aggressive at first, and he did not seem to fear anything. And he had his foot on the gas, before, you know what I mean? His foot was actually on the gas. But, eventually what happened is, Gervonta landed some big shots, and it was a TKO victory, And after that, that was it. It is interesting, though, that Gervonta Davis, I'm not gonna lie to you, he kind of looked like he was, he didn't look, I want to say that Gervonta, he didn't look as dynamic as he usually looks. I really think the weight cut really kind of did that to him, with him. The weight cut really had an effect on him because he was looking, I know it sounds crazy, but he was looking actually kind of sluggish in that fight, in the opening rounds and stuff. Now, granted, he got the job done, as expected, but, he was looking kind of sluggish, man. But it is interesting what he said after the fight. He said after the fight that he wants Tevin Farmer, and he says that fight can happen. So, the fact that he calling for smoke from Tevin Farmer is a good sign. And it's a sign that says that, hey, the fight can happen no matter where the fight is at, So, hats off to him and his victory, hometown showcase victory, I mean, it's only right to make the Tevin Farmer fight next, And speaking of which, let's go to that card, Now, I'm sorry to say it, bro, but Tevin Farmer, basically, the dude could not finish a guy who makes crepes in France, okay? His name is Guillaume Frenois. Okay, he could not finish a guy named Guillaume Frenois. I'm sorry, but if you're wearing, and I know that my guy Ack is gonna like this, but because he's a big advocate of these gloves, but if you're wearing horsehairs, Everlast MX horsehairs, and you can't get the guy out of there, then you're very pillow-fisted. You know what I mean? And he couldn't get him out there in 12. He let a crepe maker give him so many problems. So this goes to show me that, I mean, honestly, if this fight is made, I'm telling you, Tank is going to wash that guy. Tank is going to wash him. You know, he really is. Now, as far as the Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez fight goes, holy shit. All I gotta say is holy shit. I did not expect that to happen the way it happened. Now, granted, Maurice Hooker was having success at first from boxing on the outside. You know, he just kept a jab in his face. You know, he kept a jab in, and it was working, you know. And when Jose Ramirez came in, he had something for him too. He was mixing it up, you know what I mean? And so I was like, oh shit, okay. It's working. Like, give him something to think about, you know what I mean? He was just like doing his thing. But then I guess, you know, I kind of saw it coming a little bit, but I didn't see a stoppage coming. But Jose Ramirez like basically closed the distance, and he landed a big old shot. Once he landed that shot, that was all she wrote. That shot stunned Maurice Hooker. He fell back, and then he just started unloading on him. And then the referee said, stop it, you know. And they did it in the 6th round. So, I mean, I got to give hats off to Ramirez. I mean, he stuck in there. And, I mean, honestly, he just, like, pretty much, like, he did what he had to do. Man, Eddie Hearn is taking a lot of L's, man. For real. This nigga is taking a lot of L's. I'm dead serious. And Boo Boo, man, he needs to leave Matchroom. I'm telling you. You know, I don't want that thing to come on him. I don't want that same thing to be coming back on him. So he needs to think about leaving Matchroom and getting with someone else. But like Al Heyman, you know, Uncle Al, if you listening, man, reach out to Boo Boo and sign him, and we can get the Charlo fight. For real, man. I don't like him on Matchroom, man. Yeah, I just support him, you know, based off the strength, you know, fellow Cape Verdean. And he can box, man. He can fight. You know, everybody knows he can fight. But anyhow, man, let me not get too off topic. But as far as Jose Ramirez goes, I mean, all roads lead to undisputed. But the question is he going to take that road? You know, is he going to dare to be great? Is he going to get the Josh Taylor Regis Prograis winner? Is he going to call them out? You know, I kind of doubt it, because even Regis Prograis, you know, he made a picture of Jose Ramirez with a black eye. And Jose Ramirez never responded. It was just crickets, basically, you know. One thing I want to say, though, this is one thing I want to say. The stoppages, they basically make the stoppages very, very carefully, because, I mean, it is true. People are, I mean, we just had 2 deaths in the past week in the ring. So even the Tank stoppage, even the Gamboa stoppage, even the Hooker stoppage, they're definitely being careful, man, because, you know, it's no joke. We don't need that again, you know. We don't need it. We don't need more deaths in the ring, you know, because it's not cool, man. It definitely ain't cool to have like these deaths, So, with that being said, I understand where the referee is coming from. And I understand why he's doing it. But anyhow, man, it was a good night of boxing. I found the Hooker Ramirez fight way more entertaining. But at the same time, I feel that, you know, the Tank affair was cool too. I mean, I like to say, that I was really surprised at Gamboa, man. That four piece he gave dude. I like to see that. I mean, it shows some hand speed. But anyhow, man, leave your thoughts. Let me know what you thought about these fights. Let me know what you think the fighters should do next. And yeah, man. Good night of boxing. Fuller signing out. Njada.